You are listening to the Booktrospective Podcast, a podcast for all types of books. And even though we read all types of books across all different types of genres, we want to give a disclaimer. Many of our books and a lot of our content sometimes is intended for mature audiences. And we don't believe in censorship, but we do want our listeners to have the opportunity to decide if our episode or podcast is good for them. So, with that, let's get into the episode. Hey, it's Dominique.
And Keeling.
And you are listening to Booktrospective. And this week we are discussing Conform by Ariel Sullivan. I was like, make sure I said this right. We are recording back to back, so I already know how Keely's weekend. Oh, you know what I forgot? Well, I guess it didn't apply then. You normally do like your question things now.
Yes. Oh. Ooh. So, hold on, let me type this out because if I just am randomly spitting it out, then it's gonna sound like a jumbled mess.
Goodreads has a giveaway for it. Who knew?
I'm always signing up for literally the only reason I still have my Goodreads account
is to sign up for.
Yeah.
I mean, fair. I don't blame you. Hey, where'd it go?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If living in a fictional, because I'm not talking about the real world, fictional dystopian society, would you prefer to be blissfully unaware of the issues and uprisings, or would you want to be on the front lines of the revolution? And this is if you were actually, we're not talking about the state of
current day.
Yeah, but if you were placed in one of these books, which would you prefer?
I would prefer to be blissfully unaware.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, no, I would prefer to be blissfully unaware. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking like the Hunger Games and stuff like that.
No, seriously, because once I know, now I've got to do the right thing.
Right.
And so, ignorance is bliss, and I would prefer to be ignorant at all times.
I don't want to be the main character of that story.
Again, I want to live, or not fight, because I don't have the will to do that. I can't. I'm lazy. I don't have it in me. I just don't. Okay. So, do you have the blurb?
I will here in just a moment.
I know. It feels weird.
It does. It feels like it's been forever.
I know. We're out of our normal thing.
Oh, goodness gracious. Alrighty.
Computer's taking off.
A lifelong outcast, 27-year-old Emeline spends her days alone, sorting ancient art for destruction. Centuries after a catastrophic war nearly decimated humanity, society is now ruled by an elusive and technologically advanced group called the Illum, who constantly monitor the population's health and mandate procreation contracts. But Emeline's bleak existence is shattered when, for the first time in decades, an alum named Collin takes a mate, Emeline. Baffled as to why she was chosen, she's swept into a dangerous game of the courting, where one wrong move can mean elimination. Soon she discovers a rebellion rising in secret, and that her mate may be keeping secrets of his own. Collin is confusing, both cold and protective, and worse, she finds herself drawn to the very last person she should be falling for, Hal, one of the resistance leaders. As she draws closer to both Collin and Hal, the Illum exercise their power in increasingly brutal ways, forcing Emeline to question everything. Most of all, whether she'll have to give up her heart or even her life to stop them.
So if you could describe this book in one word, what would you say?
I would say complicated.
Yes, I would just say frustrating. Because I was so frustrated.
Yeah.
When I was reading this book. But yeah. So, general summary about this book. I'm trying to see. Wow, Josh is texting me. When did... Oh, I need to go to Amazon. Will probably tell me. Is this her first book?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so. Okay, so Ariel Sullivan, this is her debut, and it just came out last year?
Yes.
Okay. It's a dystopian. Is it considered new adult?
I would say new adult, yeah.
Yeah, I would say new adult as well. So, it made me think of, obviously, like every other dystopian, like, it made me think of, like, the pretties and the uglies. But essentially, in this world, you haven't read those, have you?
Nope.
Yeah, okay. In this world, genetics is like everything. So you are considered elite if you have elite genetics, like not just presentation, but like overall. And then the Illum are, no, they're the Asteri, they're the Vittori, they're the like upper echelon. And we didn't really kind of get into how you become one of those. 'Cause I don't think you're born one. It's like
No, I think it's like almost like political.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. And then there's minors and majors. So minors have like minor defects, which generally are not physically presenting, even though Emeline has a physical one. And her physical one is heterochromia, which is like when you have two different color eyes. Like, you see people with that all the time. And then there's majors, which we don't ever really get into the defects. Like, the only defect we ever get into is hers. I don't think we ever talk about anybody's defect. And so, like, essentially, like, if you're a minor, you are, like, underground. Because it's by, like, levels of, like...
literal
hierarchy.
levels,
like, yeah. And so, like, they, like, work. And it's a dystopian again. So, like, they are getting rid of, like, all, like... essentially, there was, like, a civil war. And, like, that's how we got here, blah, blah, blah.
Getting rid of, like, books. Evidence of the past, society, pretty much.
And basically the only way, like, majors can never, like, majors do, like, trash and, like, they're, like, waiters and stuff like that. The minors do, like, other jobs, and they can have the chance to mate with an elite based off of their genetics. Like, if they basically, like, everyone has what they call, like, a mind, and it's literally, like, in your mind, but they also, like, pull their, like, DNA. They give them, like, supplements based off of their specific DNA, and, like, you can basically match your DNA with whoever your mate is supposed to be, because all the society cares about, in addition to the genetics, is repopulation. Like, that's all they care about. That is the whole purpose. And obviously the elites, like, they live like luxury, what seems like luxury, at least to minors. So Emeline gets chosen not only to be a mate, but like by an Illum, which is like insane, because not only is he like super elite, but he has refused to take mates for a long time. But even when you get selected, it's like you have to like go through a courting phase, and then like
they're almost like trials.
Yeah. And you don't marry. Like, they're like, it's like a period. So that's all that. So she goes up there, and of course the grass is not always greener on the other side. And we get a little bit of like a love triangle kind of brewing. We're introduced to characters below and above. And this is the first of a series. So of course we end on a cliffhanger. So triggers.
We have them. Let's see.
They are there.
Alrighty. Not as many as what I thought. Classism, murder, sexism, sexual content, violence, gaslighting, war, child abuse.
Okay. So, if you have not read this book and you don't wish to be spoiled, this is your notice to pause here and come back later.
Yep.
Otherwise, we are going to get into the book. So, we start with Emeline. And this is single POV? I think it was only in her.
Yes.
Well, until the very end. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's pretty much her POV. And she's working. She basically, so all of the minors wear gray. Majors wear blue. Elite can wear whatever color they want to, but they don't generally wear gray or blue because it's associated with less than. So she's wearing gray, and she works. They work 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And her job literally is to sit at a computer all day and delete files. I would die of boredom. Like, I would be so miserable. They basically, like, it comes down to her, and it's like Picasso's and like
Mona Lisa.
Yeah, like all like artwork. Pretty much every art that they end up getting rid of is art that like shows people. Like, they'll keep landscapes and stuff like that, but anything that like would jog your mind,
emotion, just
thought, they have her get rid of. So she's doing that. And also in this world, like, they are, well, the minors, and they're not really supposed to have friends, but she has one named Lo. I think her whole name is Lola. And like, really, like, but friendships is like, they talk about like their mate stuff, and they like, you know, see each other at the elevator. They have like pods basically that take them up or down or whatever. And they like pretty much only go by their numbers, like 1922 blah blah blah, like that's how they like talk. And they have like curfew, like they literally cannot leave their room, or, like, during curfew. Like, it locks them in, like it knows where they, like, they know everything. Again, they have the mind things, and like when they like, it makes you think of what's that movie, Minority Report? Have you ever seen it? It's with Tom Cruise, and it's like, okay, spoilers for Minority Report. I'm so sorry. But it came out in like the 90s, I think. But essentially, they can like predict crime before it happens. Mm-hmm. So it like kind of reminds you of that. Like, they literally can see everything. But there's like blind spots in it. So anyway, she's at work, and she like finds out that she got selected to be a mate. And like, they literally go to what do they call it? School. They call it's like right there.
Oh yeah.
Academy.
I think
it's like something like that.
Something like that.
But they like, and for the minors, that whole thing is like, this is what happens if you get a mate. This is how you get your mate. These are the rules to follow. You cannot tell your mate no. You cannot anything.
It's very
like Handmaid's Tale.
Yes, very what's the freaking word?
Misogynist. No.
Yeah, I mean it's
they're to serve.
Women are second class citizens.
Yes. Even in the elite, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So she finds out, and basically she like doesn't know anything about him, but she has to go up there and like prove herself. Like, just because you like get matched doesn't mean that you automatically get this. So like, she's like excited or whatever, and like for the first time in the like 10 years that she's been doing this job, though, some guy like shows up. And she's like talking to him and like kind of flirting. And like, before she goes, she realizes like he's in blue, like he's a major defect. Again, her defect is the only one we learn about, and hers is different because even though she's a minor, it's kind of a big one because you can physically see it. And she has heterochromia, so she has one blue eye, one brown eye. So like, immediately as soon as she finds out that she like has a mate, she has to go up and what do they call them? The starlings.
Yeah.
She goes up to like the starlings, which they're also minors.
Yeah. And
they like literally, like, she's never had any of this experience. They start waxing and plucking and pulling and bleaching and cutting and shaving and
they are like, you know, going back to Hunger Games, they're like Senna.
Yes.
But with like Senna mixed with Effie.
Yes.
I feel like that's how I envision them.
Yes. It makes me think of, actually, like, because Katniss Effie has other people, and I can't remember what they call them, but it's like them. Mm-hmm. And so like, she's like, what is going on? And they make her put in a contact to cover her defect, because like, her mate knows that she's a defect, but like, one, they don't want it to be jarring to him, but two, like, to keep her like from because other people will know that she's a minor, but they don't know like what's wrong with her, basically. So she gets up there, and obviously it is the most gorgeous man that has ever gorgeous ever in gorgeousness. And his name is Collin. And he's actually, like, a really nice guy. Like, so basically, like, when you go to the elites, like, they're basically, like, supposed to be less than. He's like, no, like, you're a regular person. Like, he's, like, doesn't expect her to, like, act like she's beneath him. It's all, like, very normal. And, like, someone comes up to him at the table, like a guy, and it's like, oh my God, you're taking a mate? Like, I can't believe it, because he basically has not ever taken a mate. He, like, has refused to. I don't know how old he is. He's, like, 27?
Yeah, something.
Or something. Because we'll find out. He's a twin sister, and she's 30. No, 28 or something. 28-ish, 29, that age. Because she was trying to do the math of, like, how many kids she had. Or maybe she's in her 30s, because she was, like, she had 3.
Hold on.
I don't know. Keely's
Don't
looking.
do the math.
Maybe she's, like, maybe she is older.
Maybe 28, 29, 30, around there.
So, like, yeah, so he has refused to take, but he is basically an elite, an alum, which is, like, a political thing. And, so everything, like, goes great, but he basically tells her, like, I don't, like, they're supposed to do these, like, trials and, like, something with the moon, how many moon phases, and, like, he's, like, basically, like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that, and he's, like, I'm going to offer you, like, the good deal, too, which is basically, like, they're supposed to, like, mate, have a baby, and then, like, if their mate offers, like, you can live up there for, like, 4 to 5 years with the baby. Like, because otherwise they'll just send you, they just use your body, get your baby, and, like, send you on back down. And she's like, wow, like, but, like, so, Emeline just cannot help herself. Like, she knows she's supposed to, like, walk this fine line, but, like, she just, like, but what if I don't want that? Knowing good and damn well that that's what she wants. Like, she knows that that's what she wants, but she, like, just has to be, like.
Has to push it.
Has to push it. So she goes back down.
She's not like other girls.
Yes, she's not like the other girls.
That's one trope that I can't, I'm
not like the other girls. Yes. So she goes back down and, like, she doesn't hear anything. Like, obviously she goes down and, like, Lowe's, like, wants to know everything, da, 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 da. And she does tell her, like, a lot, but not everything. I don't think she tells her who he is. And so, like, she doesn't take the contact out. And her eye is literally, like, about to, like, fall out.
Yeah.
And Hal comes back and he's like, he hates it. He's like, why are you covering up, like, your beauty? Like, you're beautiful, like, the way you are, like, all these things, yada, yada, yada. And, like, he is, like, undetected. Like, he is, like, here, there, everywhere. But, like, so she goes.
For a major, like, how are you?
Yeah, like, he's. Like, don't you have work to be doing? Like, yeah. So, she, like, a few days go by, and she's like, dang, like, maybe I messed up. Because I can't remember what she says to him. Like, she says something to Collin that does kind of, like, tick him off. But, yeah. So, like, he does finally, like, send basically the contract. And she just signs it. Like, doesn't even read it. And Hal's like, you don't want to, like, read it? And she's like, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, I don't have a choice. Which is true, but, like, what if it said, like, you had to, like, I don't know, wax your nose every, like, day? Like, you might want to know that. So what we also find out is that Emeline actually was born to the elites. She has a family up there, but she obviously is a minor. So, like, they literally had to get rid of her and send her below. And I think she does tell Collin this maybe the first time or something. I don't know. So, of course, it starts getting, like, blurry for me. So she ends up, like, accepting, and then she goes back up. And, what time is this?
I think she may have ran into
yes.
parents.
Or her brother. She runs into her brother.
Yeah.
Because she, like, of course, like, every time they tell her that she needs to go up to the top, it's, like, immediate. So she's going through, and, like, she goes through, like, basically, like, a train station kind of thing, and all of the elites are there, and they, like, see her. And, of course, does he kiss her the first day?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so he kissed her, and, like, then they end up putting it, like, in the paper, so, like, they know who she is, yada, yada, yada. So, like, she, like, has her head down, and she runs into this guy, and it, like, she immediately looks at him as, like, this is my brother. And so then she goes, and she sees Collin, and she's, like, telling them, and so he's basically like, yeah, we're gonna have dinner with them, or whatever. And this is, I can't remember where exactly, but she starts to find out more about Collin, finding out that he's not just an alum, he is the enforcer, which made me very much think of Fearless. So he's like the law, basically. And she's like, basically like, why do you want to be with me. And then like, so she's very conflicted because like when he kissed her, like it seemed like very natural, but then she sees in the paper and she's like, oh, he's just doing this for like show. Like, so she doesn't know, like, can I trust him? Also, while all of this is going on, we start to learn that there's like this guy called the Reaper. Is that what it is? I feel like it is the Reaper. There's a resistance going on. And so she like gets caught up there and she's supposed to go to dinner with her family. And all of a sudden, Collin can't go. And so she's like, what? Like, I don't want to go. And, like, he can't go. And then, like, he sends her a dress because he, like, picks out her clothes. And it's in the blue of the majors. And she's like, is this a... Like, she's like, what? While she's doing this, she's also, like, overhearing conversation between the starlings. I cannot remember what their name. Rose and Violet?
I think so.
And they're kind of talking about, like, the resistance stuff, too. And, like, they kind of want her to spy, but, like, are also, like, nervous. But they end up telling... What do they tell her that gets them in trouble the first time? They tell her something, and she immediately, like, runs her big old mouth to Collin. I can't remember what it is. But, she asked about something. Because Collin basically, like, every time he sees her, it's like, oh, like, you know, like, talk to me, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Well, they were talking about, it was something, and he was like, how do you know that? And she was like, oh, I just, like, overheard the starlings. And then the next time she goes to the starlings, Violet's gone. Yeah. And Rose is, like, real, like, skittish, on edge. Like, you can tell something's up. And she's like, well, like, Collin made it, like, again, like, it's, like, two sides. Like, he acts like everything's good, but then, like, he's the enforcer. Like, did he take her? Like, all these things. So, anyway, so she goes to see her family. And, of course, they're like, first of all, her mom, like, remembers her. Because she, like, assumed, like, first of all, she assumed that, like, there wasn't, like, really a family unit. But she gets there, and it is very much a family unit. It's her mom and her dad. And she has two brothers, Philip and Gregory. And they're, like, snotty, nasty, whatever. Like, everyone is. Her dad hates her guts. He cannot stand her. Her mom is, like, tolerable of her, but... immediately, like, he cannot stand her, and he just like is like trashing on her like the whole time because of course Collin's not there, so trashing on her really bad. Oh, we also learned that Philip is like Collin's second in command, so like they're tied together. So it gets like basically to the point that she like gets up and storms out of the family dinner because her dad basically is like, they start talking about how at one point the Illum basically were like, they wanted to get rid of all the majors and the minors. Like basically the only reason they kept them around is because they need their genetics so that they don't end up inbreeding with each other. But she's like, well, like, do you think that's right? Like, and her dad's like, oh, I would do whatever to like, for the good of the cause. Like basically like, I would have you killed in a heartbeat. And like, she says something to her mom and her mom's basically like, you don't like talk back to him or something like that. And her dad's like going on about how like basically he wanted her to be a major, and because her mom like basically kind of stepped in, she became a minor. But essentially it's her dad's genetics that are the reason that she's a defect. And so she kind of like throws at his face and just like storms off. And she's literally like, and this dress like kind of has a collar on, so she's like running. And that's the other thing. Like she used to be a runner, but because of her mating potential, they told her that running was like bad for her fertility, so she can't run anymore. But she takes off running, and Hal just pops up. She just
out of nowhere.
Pops up on the side of the road, picks her up, takes her back to her room, and she's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, well, I was going to work, because I think he says he works night shift, but he's like, I decided to walk instead of taking the normal way or something, and like just happened to see you. And then she's like, okay, but like, aren't they gonna know? And he's like, no, I know like where the blind spots are in the cameras. And so then like he gets her to her room, he helps her get undressed. She has like a bathroom in her room. It was like pouring down rain too, so she comes back and he's like naked sitting on her bed like in his underwear, and she's like, excuse me. And then he's like, well, I'm gonna go. And she's like, you can't because it's curfew now, and it would like signal that you left my room or whatever. And he's basically like, he has like these cuffs that interfere with stuff. I don't know how that works. And he's like, it'll be fine. But anyways, she like basically gets him to stay, and he's supposed to sleep on the floor, but they end up like sleeping in the bed together. So, like, the next morning, like, she wakes up and she's like, oh my God, like, whatever. So she's, like, getting dressed. And then, like, immediately, like, upon waking up, there is this when they send the supplements down to calm her? I think they were like, so they were basically like, I'm gonna send like extra supplements down, like to calm you down or whatever, blah blah blah. But as soon as she wakes up, there's like banging on her door, and basically her mate. So Collin has sent. He sent Philip or did he send Gregory? Or do they both? He sent Gregory down there. So like Hal is able to like sneak out undetected. Again, we don't know how, but she goes back up with them and she goes to see Collin. This is when Collin introduces her to his sister, who actually is his twin, which is very rare. And her name is Nora. And Collin is basically like, she's like, you know, why would you put me in that dress, like that color? And he's like, I did not. And he's like, basically like, you are mine. And when anybody like messes with you, like they are going to pay for it. And honestly, I like Collin.
Yeah.
I do. And you're not going to, I don't know. I don't know where the story is going, like in the other like books, but like, I like Collin. Because she still is doing this like back and forth about like, but he's the enforcer, la la la, blah blah blah. So he basically is like, he's gonna make the family pay, and she starts like talking to Nora, spending time, and Nora also is like her brother, like she like does not treat her like she's less than, and I don't know if it's here or not, but I'll go ahead and say it. Nora has 3 offspring already, which is weird because of her age. And she like puts it together that Nora was sent out to like mate before she was even 18, because you're not supposed to then. And so not only do minors go to the academy, but like also the elites go to the, like it doesn't matter, like they take your kids from you and send them to this academy. Yeah. And that's like basically Nora is an elite and she doesn't even have her kids. She gets to see them on visitation days. And that's it. And they use that as a threat against her. Like, so again, like the grass is not greener because she is still a woman. And she has been mated twice now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, again, mating is not marriage. Like some people do end up staying, like obviously, well, no, because we find that out later too. We basically find out that like, cause her parents, Emeline's parents are still together, but that's not because of choice. It's because, again, the dad was the defect, basically, and so they will not let him mate again. So if you are, like, 2 elites and you have a defect child, you are stuck with, like, your pairing. They won't, like, demote you because you're still an elite. But, like, as a minor, like, if she has a baby with Collin and that baby has a defect, like, she's done for. Like, she's out. And that baby also is out. But anyway, so Nora has, like, kids, but, like, doesn't get them either. And like she notices like as Nora talks like throughout this book, like you can tell like she's not like happy. And we also learn that because Nora and Gregory are in love. And we find that out, like I'm jumping around a little bit, but we find out later because like there's a time when like literally like her and Collin come back and they're like hooking up in the room. But like, and they've never been mated together. So what the punishment ends up being is that they make one of her family members wear blue, which ends up being Gregory. And Gregory could not care less. Like, he does not care.
He's definitely the black sheep
of the family, yes.
I mean, along with her.
Yes, but like the up there black sheep.
Yeah.
And the thing about Collin, too, is like, he says that he's like, I do not care what elite think. Like, he does make moves based off of the Illum because he kind of has to, but like he does not, like when she's like, why would you pick a minor as your mate? And he's like, I don't care. Like when they eat dinner, oh, that's the other thing. Like basically down below, she eats mush. Like her food is literally for sustenance. She gets up there, like they got chocolate cake, they got salad, they got like literally carrots are like the best. Like she is in heaven just eating food. And like she'll go and like he's like, oh, like technically like eating cake first is like improper, and she's like, oh, okay, I won't do it. And he's like, but I don't care like what they think is proper. Like do whatever you want. And also, who's gonna check me? Like he's like the top dog. So there's that. So at this point, like she has kind of decided like she's with Collin because she has to be, but like she don't want to be with this man. But she also when she accepts the mating bond, she gets like you get a bracelet on your arm, like it's like embedded in your skin, but it's normally silver, but also because Collin is an alum, hers is gold. So she, I'm trying to think like what happens here. Her brother, Philip also, no, was it Philip or Gregory? Neither one of them have mates either. And I think it's Gregory that will not take a mate either. And so like,
I don't think either of them
have ever taken a mate.
And Philip because he's
working,
and Gregory just wants to be with
Nora.
So,
like, throughout this time, like, Hal is still, like, coming and visiting her, and, like, they're getting closer, and he ends up telling her, like, basically, like, the Majors live in what they call the underworld, and, like, he ends up telling her, like, that she can come down there, and she starts to suspect, like, that he might be this Reaper guy, and what we learn about Hal is that Hal's an elite. He is actually an elite born to 2 Majors. How that happens, we don't know. But he literally like defected and cut out his tracker, his mind, which no one has ever survived from doing except for him. And so he is like, he don't really got a job. He is he's part of the resistance. We know that for a fact. So because she cannot just do right, she has talked to the Starling. They want her to like spy on Collin basically and kind of help the resistance. Like one day she just gets mad and decides like, I'm just going to go to the underworld. So she like takes off running and like you have to like jump over this like ledge. She can't swim. She ends up down there. Like it's like a whole thing. Like she gets knocked out by one of the like girls down there, even though like Hal has told them like this is my like not my lady, but like don't touch her basically. And he's like, you cannot be down here. Like we have to get you up. And at the same time that all this is going on, Collin is also telling her like, they are watching you. Like, obviously they don't watch everyone all the time, but like, not only are you a minor and they're watching you, you are my mate and they are watching you. And he was like, and he knows everything. Like when she was running in her dress, he's like, why were you running? And like, they told you you're not allowed to run, like because of your fertility and stuff. Like he's like, and she does not take heed to this. Mm-mm. So she like goes down there, she comes back or whatever, and like she's basically like into Hal now, like she wants to be with Hal, but whatever. So she like a couple like weeks go by and like because she hasn't really been talking to Collin. Where was that? Okay, so she gets summoned again, and at this point Violet comes back, the other Starling, but like when she first comes back, like she's all beaten and bruised, and like again, she knows like that stuff happened to her. So again, she like hates Collin, hates him, blah, 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 blah. But he tells her to come to a dinner. And so she has to go to this dinner. And it's like her, like them, Nora. There's like other people. Her family members are there. And yeah. So she goes to this dinner and Hal shows up. And this is when they're like in the closet and they like kind of hook up in the closet. And I'm like, girl, you are so dumb. And I can't remember what else happened at the dinner because she's like getting drunk. Her dad basically was like picking on her at the dinner.
And the like highest alum, because this is like a party too.
Yeah.
So the highest alum, I can't remember what her name is. She pretty much is saying that we're watching you and knows what she's doing. And
yeah. And so like she's like getting drunk and then this is when they bring in someone that they think is with the resistance. So they bring this person in and also they do know that she went to the underworld and Collin basically is like, yeah, I told them that you're helping us and you're like a double agent. Like he's like, but cut it. Like he's like, you just don't listen and like whatever. So they literally like bring him in and it's like Rhysand, like they like melt his mind or whatever. Like they don't even touch him and yeah, like he's killed. And so she like is freaking out, but anyway, she like finds Hal, they like hook up in the closet and then like of course Gregory finds her and he's like, I don't care because like I also am stuck in a situation where I can't be with the person I want to be with. But he like helps sneak her out and gets her like back to her rooms or whatever and like has her basically like pretend like she's drunk. So she does that and then she goes to the underworld again because she basically has decided like I'm not listening. Also, what happens during this time is that Lo ends up getting mated and it's with Gregory. And she's like, crap, because like I know that he doesn't want to be with her. And like she's trying to tell her stuff. But 2, because the resistance is getting so strong, they have started to alter the supplements that they take and basically are drugging them. And the only reason she figures this out is because she doesn't take them one night because she's mad at Collin and like doesn't want to. And like literally the next day, like everyone is like comatose. Like, they are, like, out of it. And they're, like, the, like, guards and stuff, like, they're taking note of that, too. And the only reason, like, she gets away with it, like, they ask her, like, there's some interaction at one point, is because, like, she's like, because my mate is, like, an alum. Like, that's basically how she gets out of it. So she decides, like, yeah, I'm over this, like, whatever, I'm going to the underworld. So she goes back down to the underworld. And, like, she's basically, like, pretty much put together, like, Hal is the Reaper. And she goes down there, they're, like, plotting, like, this big thing or whatever. And they, like, set off this plan, and it basically, like, the cuffs that they wear that, like, kind of messes with the system, they do that, but, like, on a large scale. And that's how, like, she's able to get back down in the underworld. She ends up sleeping with Hal, like, he's her first person, and I'm like, she's like, I want to give this to you, like, I don't want to give this to anybody else, yada, yada, yada. And after that happens, like, she goes out, he basically lives, like, in a frat house or whatever, and she goes out and she sees like all these notes and things that they've been working on, and basically she was the plan. Like, he didn't just like show up one day like on a whim. Like, he basically, for months, they had been following her, and they basically were like, manipulate her, make her fall for you, make her fall in love with herself, like with her eye, like, and that's all the things he had been saying. And of course, like, she's heartbroken. And he's like, it's not like that. Like, you, of course, like, yeah, at first you were like a plan, but like, I generally love you, like, all these things, yada, yada, yada. And, yeah, so she is like, whatever, I have to get out of here. Which at like that exact same time, like, somebody comes out and is basically like, their people are trapped and like the system's failing too early, like, and they need her. She like volunteers to like crawl into this like vent or something, I don't know, and like set off another thing that makes it like last longer so that the resistance are able to get out undetected. So like that all goes well, but like she's pissed, she's like done with Hal, and he also like gets injured at one point, so like he can't really like keep up with her anyway, so like she's pissed. So she gets, does she go to see Collin, or does he come to get her? I think she goes to see him. And that's what happens. So there's a bomb that gets set off, and she she goes to his apartment, and she has like a room there, and like Nora's there, and like he's not there because he has to like be like on the ground like working, and like she is kind of like concerned about him. And also like they have like, several moments throughout the book where like they get like real close to like having something, and I'm like, let it be with this man. Your life could be so simple. You could just be with this man. And that's when I say, like, I get annoyed, because I'm like, why are you fighting this? I know, we're supposed to, like, do the right thing, but, like, you could just be with this man. Okay. So, because he wants, like, you can tell, like, he wants her. Like, it's not just a formality.
And he's not, like, sure, morally gray. I mean, both of them are morally gray.
Yeah.
But, like, it's not like he's, you know, this big bad guy.
Yeah.
Because he's
telling her, like, when he's like, they are watching, like, you can tell, like, he is a part of it, but he's also, like,
trying to rework the system a bit, too.
Yeah, like, you can tell there's more there. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, if you would just shut up and just, like, yes, but she can't. So all this stuff goes down, and they basically are, like, all required to go to this, like, big ball or dance or whatever. Like, it's like super last minute, and basically they're like, this is to celebrate because they caught the head of the resistance, and it's Hal. Mm-hmm. And like Collin, like, but when they're in the pod going there, Collin's like, I like did everything that I could, like, because again they think that she's like a double agent, and so he's like, I like did everything I could, but like I don't know, like I'm not gonna be able to save you, basically. And so like they have Hal, and like they basically make it like Collin like put this party together to celebrate, even though like he really didn't. And like the head lady Tabitha grabs her and like pulls her into like interrogation room, and is like basically like, I know everything, and I'm gonna like use you and Hal against each other, because the only way that I'm not going to kill either one of you is by you guys doing what I say. And that's pretty much where we ended.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was very frustrated because I'm like, if you would just shut up. Like, she didn't do on all fronts. Like, the Starlings are like, all we want you to do is spy on Collin. Don't talk. Don't shake the boat. She cannot do that. She's
physically incapable of just shutting being quiet.
Yeah, she just cannot. So for the Resistance or for Collin, she cannot just be. And it's so frustrating because you have no idea what you are. Oh, I forgot I did forget something. The major spoiler, which is how she even got caught out, was her friend Lo. Yeah, because Lola because there are times where she goes to Lola and she's basically everything is not what you think it is, whatever. But Lo's anything has to be better than this. And so they know that she's willing to do whatever to be up with the elite.
And growing up, they were taught not to make connections, not to make friends. Because,
because of this.
Yeah.
Because everyone's for themselves. And they make Emeline an elite as well. So they're basically you are stuck here. For your courageous efforts as helping us discover how yada yada yada, you are now an elite. You have elite status.
Ticked off her father.
Yes. Oh, he's pissed, and he also is he's in on whatever happened and trying to get her taken down too. So yeah, that is where we end off. So, what did you rate this?
I rated this. I believe I rated. Let me see. Double check. I rated it 4.5 destroyed paintings.
Mm-hmm. I rated it 3.75 destroyed paintings because I really liked it, but she was just pissing me off.
Yeah, and going back to the hating the just stupid main character making stupid decisions. And
there's literally no thought behind anything she does.
Literally, you could have figured all of this out without running your mouth.
Yeah. And it's like when she goes to the underworld, I'm like, so you're just out and playing day, jumping off bridges. Why? What part of they are watching you are you not understanding? And that's what Collin kept telling her too. Also so not only do they already watch us, not only are you my mate, but the more stuff that you do, the more they're going to watch you. What are you not getting? He's telling you, and you just keep doing it. I'm and then one point she does ask Nora too, if she's kind of with the Resistance or whatever. And Nora's basically kind of she's I agree with the Reaper, because her life sucks too. But I'm just oh, and we do also find out that, Philip basically is going off on Gregory. You have to take a mate. And that's why he ends up going with Lola. Lola is his mate. But we find out that Philip actually matched. Because he's what do you mean that our sister matched to her twin brother and none of us are her match? And we find out that Philip actually was mated to Nora, but he obviously declined it because he knows his brother is in love with her. But so they're literally fighting and punching each other. And it's it is sad because just let them be together.
Right.
Just let them be together.
But they can't because it's all part of the freaking system.
Yeah. And it sucks. So, okay. So we'll wait patiently for the next one to come out so we can...
Let me check on when the next one comes out.
Figure out whatever.
March 24th.
Oh, this year?
Yep, so not too far.
Oh, well, that's good. How many are there supposed to be in this series?
Not sure.
Oh, boo. All right, well, do we have reviews?
Reviews. Let's see if my computer loads. I was just about to say, oh, they have a giveaway for a Fredo McFadden book. Oh, wait, I'm seeing this because it says that you entered the giveaway.
Yeah, that's because I was sitting right here. I was when I saw that one, I was let's see what else they have on here.
Oh, it looks like Beneath may actually be a prequel because it says Conform number 0.
I saw that when I was scrolling on something. Ugh, I want what's next.
Oh, Okay, reviews. Overall review score of 4.15. So that's good. Whoa. Back into the long storybook. What? Okay. Adina rated this 1 star and said this is a book for adults whose literary growth stopped in middle school.
Oh my god.
Okay, those are fighting words. And oh, there it is. 5-star rating. Okay, Brady said 5 stars. I loved this book. It's giving dystopian, think The Handmaid's Tale, but a lot less graphic and intense, meets Hunger Games with a sprinkle of romance. I cannot wait for the rest of the series. Team Collin forever, hopefully.
I hope.
Yeah. I like Collin.
I do too, and I know he's just going to turn out to be good. Like, I feel like...
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. So frustrating. Okay. Well, that was Conform. And next week, we are covering The Aftermath by Tracy Wolff. That's the YA mythology book that we have. So I need to read that. That should be good. I love it's a Medusa something. I think it's Medusa. I think it was. Sounds about right.
I think it's academia. They are bringing to life maybe Greek myth.
Yeah, there is something about that.
Something, I don't know.
Maybe I'm getting confused with the other one. I don't know. We read a lot of books.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is everything that we have for this week. So we will talk to you all next week. Bye.
Bye.